There are over 50 candlestick patterns out there. Dojis, engulfing candles, morning stars, harami. The list goes on. But here's the truth. We only trust 2 of them. Just 2. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what they are, why they work, and how to spot them on any chart. But first, let me show you why most candlestick patterns fail traders, and why these 2 are different. Here's the problem with candlestick patterns. Most traders learn them from a textbook, memorize the shapes, and then expect them to work like magic. But the market doesn't honor your textbooks. Most patterns are too complex. They require 2, 3, sometimes 4 candles to form. And by the time you confirm the pattern, the majority of the move is over. Others are too ambiguous. A doji can mean indecision, or it can mean nothing at all. Context matters, and most traders misread the doji completely. So what makes a candlestick pattern actually reliable? It comes down to 3 things: simplicity, clarity, and psychology. The 2 patterns we trust check all 3 boxes. This is the hammer, or what I like to call the John Wick of candlesticks. You'll see why in a second. You'll find it at the bottom of a downtrend, and it looks like this. Small body at the top, long lower wick, at least twice the size of the body, and little to no upper wick. But here's what most traders miss. The shape isn't what makes it powerful. It's the story behind the shape that matters most. All right, pattern number 2. And this one is even more valuable. Why? Because it tells you exactly when to exit and take profit, right before everyone else gets trapped. This is the shooting star, and it's basically the hammer's polar opposite. You'll find it at the top of an uptrend. Small body at the bottom, long upper wick, at least twice the size of the body, and little to no lower wick. Here's the story behind this candle. Price opened, buyers pushed it up aggressively. Everyone was feeling good, momentum was strong. But then, sellers showed up in full force. They pushed price all the way down, erasing previous gains. That long upper wick, that's rejection. The market tried to go higher and got slapped down. When you see a shooting star after an uptrend, the market is telling you buyers are exhausted. Everyone who wanted to buy already bought, and now sellers are ready to take over. But here's the part nobody talks about. And this is why so many traders get trapped at the top. Just like the hammer, you need confirmation. You want to see the next candle close lower. That confirms the sellers are in control and the reversal is real. And just like the hammer, location is everything. A shooting star at a resistance level, at the top of a clear uptrend, at a key price zone, that's your signal. A shooting star in the middle of a range, ignore it. So think about what happened to form this candle. Price opened, sellers pushed price down aggressively. They were in full control. But then something shifted. Buyers stepped in, overwhelmed the sellers, and pushed price all the way back up near the open. And that long lower wick, that's the battlefield. Remember when I called the hammer the John Wick? Here's why. Remember in the movie, whenever John Wick walks into the room, everything's about to change. That's this candle. When the hammer shows up, the tide is turning, and buyers are taking control. When you see a hammer after a downtrend, the market is telling you the sellers are exhausted. The people who wanted to sell have sold, and now buyers are ready to take over. John Wick has arrived. Now here's the key, and this is where most traders mess up and lose money. A hammer by itself is not a buy signal. Let me say that again. A hammer by itself is not a buy signal. You need confirmation. You want to see the next candle close higher. That tells you the buyers who showed up are still in control. Without that confirmation, you're just guessing. And one more thing before we move to the second pattern. Location matters. A hammer in the middle of nowhere means nothing. You want to see it at a support level, at the bottom of a clear downtrend, or a key price zone. Now you know two profitable patterns. But knowing them isn't enough. Let me show you why these two patterns' success rate are far better than anything out there. Here's why we trust these two patterns over everything else. 1. They're single candle patterns. You don't need to wait for complex formations. One candle tells you everything. 2. They're clear. There's no ambiguity. Either you see the long wick or you don't. Either it's at a key level or it isn't. 3. They reveal psychology. Every candlestick is a battle between buyers and sellers. These two patterns show you the exact moment one side loses control and the other takes over. Everyone preaches, buy low, sell high. But where is low? Where is high? This is your answer. The hammer tells you, this is the floor. The shooting star tells you, this is the ceiling. That's the edge that eludes 90% of traders. But now you know. Now here's the real secret that separates winners from losers. It's not about memorizing shapes. It's about understanding what the candle represents. When you see a hammer, don't just think buy signal. Think, sellers gave everything they had, and it wasn't enough. The tide is turning. Similarly, when you see a shooting star, don't just think sell signal. Think, buyers pushed with everything they had, and they got rejected. Momentum is flipping. Here's the breakthrough. The moment you shift from spotting patterns to understanding the psychology behind them, everything changes. That's when it clicks. That's when trading becomes second nature, and you become unstoppable. And that's why these are the only two candlesticks we trust. If you're ready to go deeper and master psychology, setups, and the discipline behind every move, enroll in our 30-day professional trading course. Links in the description. See you in the next lesson.
If today's message opened your eyes, that's a sign you're ready for the next level. A lot of people told us the same thing. YouTube wasn't built for real educational learning. It's hard to follow, hard to stay organized, and impossible to track your progress. So we created something better, a private learning platform designed for traders who want structure, clarity, and a guided path you can actually follow. Inside, every lesson flows in order. Your progress updates automatically. Quizzes reinforce what you've learned. And each step builds the mindset skills you need for consistency. You can learn at your own pace, and if you're new to trading, we have a free beginner's guide waiting for you at mmufreeguide.com. I'm Michelle, and when you're ready to take the next step, we'll meet you there.